Hello, hello, hello. Who's here? I know there's a couple of you here. Guys, I'm so excited. Finally, chapter, I think 4 of Scarlet Hollow? Yeah, chapter 4. It's about damn time. The last time we played one of these, I was looking at it, was May? Let me look. June. June of 2021. Wait, no, that's not right. March of 2022. I was like, hold up, that doesn't make any sense. But, basically the last thing I remember from this game is we went into a cave and, oh wait, no. Last time was like a freaking acid trip. Like we were seeing all kinds of crazy shit everywhere. So we're picking up from there. Let's go. Let's do it. Continue. The decision you made in episode 3 bears heavy physical consequences, and a visual reminder of those consequences will follow you for the rest of the game. You can reduce the intensity of this visual reminder or remove it entirely at any point in the preferences. Oh, shit. Would you like to see a recap? Yeah. Let's just do episode 3, though. We don't need the whole thing. Oh, possums. There are 2 of them now. As you ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the 2 of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Jay, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. You did right by those kids, though. What a blessing, everyone getting out of that situation all right. Oh, that's right. We went into a cave. Went into a cave to get those kids out, and they were being shitty. Morning, is the new blend ready? Of course. Jay, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Oh, excuse me? Wait, you're Jay, aren't you? My name's Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, God. Oh, I forgot about Duke. Duke is in episode 1, and he got shot? Either got shot or attacked by a monster in the woods. I really should have done a full recap. I don't remember anything. And this is the spot. Oh, I remember Avery, though. We love Avery. It's a public garden I've been putting together. That's right. It's just an empty lot when I first moved here, but Winnie said it was okay for me to mess with it. So when I'm stuck in a rut with work or music, I come here and dig around in the dirt, just organizing the chaos for a little while. But I don't think we came here to talk about my side projects. Been hearing some absolutely wild stuff about last night. I mean, I don't know how much you overheard in the diner, but it seems like the miners are planning a strike. I forgot Mayor Jimmy is a dog. And the pug. What's the pug's name? I don't remember. He's a dog. Not only is this mayor a dog, but judging from the series of portraits lining the wall, every mayor of Scarlet Hollow has also been a dog. You can tell this dog is mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. Duh. Of course he does. He's seen all of his relatives do it. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Oh, God. Hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike him. Oh, that's right. I have character traits, too, and one of them is mystical, and I keep just getting all mystical prompts, so... sounds like old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? Gretchen! Gretchen's the pug. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Jay? Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Okay. If you'd ever like to discuss your beliefs, my door is always open. No thanks. Oh, God. I forgot this kid existed, too. This was like their best friend who isn't allowed out of the house now, I guess. Basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls and paint, sneering out at their creator. Your mom is so scary. She can be a little intense, kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately, haven't been cleaning much. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative. And Reese is suddenly quiet and tense. His shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. So, we were talking about maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Jay's still in town. We'll have to see how you're feeling. I can handle a movie, Doc. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask permission from my mom just to have friends. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix. Silence as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. I think he's a monster. Maybe that's a rude thing to say, but I think he is a monster. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay? Oh yeah, we're ghost hunting. Hey, hope I'm not too late. Have I missed any creepy paranormal stuff? Yeah, it's this where shit went bonkers. Whoa. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Oh, poor Gretchen. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish brown. I'm going for it. Yeah, this is what I remember. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadows rises to attention. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? I'm gonna be followed by this thing now, is what I think is happening. When it was telling me that there's gonna be like a physical consequence of my actions last time, I think this shadow boy is gonna follow me. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open on what you thought was the ceiling. There you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders. The sins of the father are to be laid upon the children. Forfeit your years, and I will finally leave. Smell hits you, that now familiar, wet, unwell odor. What an annoying pest you are, but you couldn't keep me out for long. Seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Jay. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester. Stop, don't do this. Oh, God. It got me this time, too! Wayne's cut off as you're brought face to face with the resident. So sorry, Jay. I don't think I can talk right now. I'll call you, okay? She hurries off down the road. Jay, why don't you swing by the team room tomorrow? Say early afternoon. I'd love to chat for a while. Come by anytime. I'll be there all day. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The specter of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Alright. Wake me up. You open your eyes, it's a new day, and you feel like shit. The bright morning light, you're finally able to take stock of just how much the spirit took from you. You feel dulled, your bones creaky, your soul weighed down with the exhaustion of age. Did what had to be done. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision and I'll do it again. What have I done? I hope this was worth it. This is great. Can't wait to finally be dead. Life goes on. What happened yesterday and today's another day. I'm gonna say... I'm gonna say that I did what had to be done. Yes, you did what had to be done. Who knows what would have happened had you left that ghost behind to fester. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Bruh, this shadow motherfucker is gonna pop up all the time and freak me out. Kanika, hey, just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. Also wanted to ask if you've heard from Stella. Check your messages. Nothing from Stella. Let's call her. You dial Stella. Hey, what's up? Haha, just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. Let's text her. Kanika and I are pretty worried about you. A photo of a nervous puppet. Yeah, I'll say that I was worried about her, that she ran off, and to text me whenever she can. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Maybe she's just sleeping in, never mind. I'm gonna say I haven't heard from her either. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet up in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. I'm gonna visit the possums. Because they're so cute! Two opossums stare up at you. They both have... Hi, Taylor. Yes, welcome, welcome. I'm actually gonna... No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Oh, they both have bread now. That's nice. Wave at them. You wave at them. They continue to stare up at you blankly in response. Okay, bye. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. I'm gonna go downstairs. There's no reason for me to look in the closet. Alright, you find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They're striking. This week, of all weeks, as if I didn't have enough on my plate already. Key nitrate. Your cousin's posture is surprisingly relaxed for everything that's fallen on her plate lately. She must have something up her sleeve to deal with the miners. Does it even matter how the strike plays out? Any resolution could merely treat the symptoms of the disease rotting the heart of Scarlet Hollow. For things to stand any chance of getting better, there's something deeper you still have to fully uncover. Ew. Sell it and sell the estate. Get out while you still can. We'll ask her about it. Strike is just a symptom of the rot in this place, Tabitha. If we don't treat the underlying disease, it won't even matter who wins. How are you feeling about the strike? You seem unfazed. You seem tense. There's so many responses half the time. I'm gonna ask. Oh, that's not what I meant. I clicked on the wrong one. Strike is just a symptom of the rot in this place, Tabitha. If we don't treat the underlying disease, it won't even matter who wins. Ugh, you weirdo. No one talks like that here. Not even Sybil talks like that. It's not even worth arguing about this. They won't last long. I meant to ask how she's feeling about the strike, but I hit the wrong fucking button. How are you feeling about the strike? You can be honest with me. You're not being serious, are you? You can be honest with me. Don't make me laugh. Okay. Probably should have seen this coming. Do you know what the strikers even want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. Promise you that if any one of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. I'm gonna talk about what happened last night. Do you regret what happened to me last night? Didn't think making a deal with a ghost would feel so physically bad. I thought I was making a metaphorical trade. Yeah, let's do that. What are you trying to accomplish here? If you really lost years on your life to a ghost, you have no one to blame but yourself for making a bad deal. This girl hates everything that I do at all times. She has never been supportive of me. Who just goes and makes a deal with an angry ghost? Why would anybody do something like that? So ghosts are real. Still can't get over that. Still sticking to the ghost story, huh? Really don't have time to indulge your little bit. Yeah, if the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it, sell the estate, get out while you can. Tabitha bristles. You really are Vivian's kid, aren't you? I'm not giving up like that. This is the Scarlet Mine. I'm not just going to cash out on our family's legacy. I'm bringing the mine back to life one way or another. Have you heard anything from Stella? I can't get a hold of her. No, but that's not exactly newsworthy. She tends to just disappear every now and then. She's tough. She'll be able to take care of herself. You probably should get going, right? Yeah, bye. Yeah. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. Let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Fine. Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots thudding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Sure. We'll eat a PB&J. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat? And who knows just how much of your new affliction will affect your appetite. You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for a long day ahead of you. And that's that. Time to head to town. Head to the front door and begin your trek to town below. I'm scared. Oh, there's one. I think I'm just gonna have little spooky boys in the background. There's one too. And one up here. One over here. One up in the tree. God. Birds sound different today. Muffled like your ears are full of cotton. The dull sun shines down on the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the color from the world. But you're adjusting. Already your body is starting to accept the change that has come over it, to accept that this is how things will be from here on out. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. Avery! To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey! I was just coming up to see you. Hope you're able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. They don't say anything about your appearance, but you can see them take you in. The light of day revealing your new features clearly for the first time. I forgot. I accidentally misgendered them. Avery goes by they, them, and I forgot. You doing okay? Spirit's taking a piece of me, but that's all. I'm old now. My bones hurt. Alright. Do it again in a heartbeat. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Glad to hear you're coping well. But don't go throwing yourself at too many life-stealing entities from the beyond. We just started getting to know each other. Avery. I don't want to lose you so fast. Yeah, the last chapter was wild. I have a sneaking suspicion that this one is going to be... I'm still probably going to be, like, hallucinating things in the background. But we'll see. I don't know. I got jump scared on the fucking recap of last time. Aw, you're coming up to see me? That's sweet. What can I say? I'm someone who knows what they want. Oh, Avery. Gross. I would have walked up here at the crack of dawn, but I figured I should let you sleep at least a little longer. Though not too much longer. And to make sure you didn't go running off into trouble. Not without me. How do you feel now that it's a new day? Possession is the sort of thing that can leave a mark on a person's soul. Aw, thanks for asking about the state of my soul. I appreciate that. I'd be lying if I said it didn't have an impact. kind of feel bruised all over, physically and spiritually. But hey, that's part of life, right? Nobody makes it to the end completely unscathed. And I'm kind of thrilled that my new emotional baggage comes from a ghost instead of some boring normal trauma. Fair enough, bud. I'm gonna say there's ditchlings everywhere now, even though it's daytime. Avery turns to survey the tree line. I noticed a few on my way up. Kind of funny now that I'm getting a good look at them with their scrunched up little Shar-Pei faces. So should I be worried about these things? I know they're a bad omen or something, but like, are they dangerous? They're not gonna eat me if I take a wrong turn, right? Pretty small, we might be safe. I don't know, they might. I'm not gonna threaten them because that seems like a bad way to go. I'm gonna say you need only fear what they foretell. Okay, cool, and ominous. As long as being eaten alive isn't on the table. Unless they're foretelling a zombie invasion or something with werewolves. In which case I guess I'm still stuck with being eaten alive. I'm gonna ask if he's heard from Stella. I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Kanika and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Do you want to come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. Don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, there's already a few miners already holed up in there. Must be using it as a home base for the strike. Alright, let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on Main Street of Scarlet Hollow. Jay, you made it, and you picked up Avery along the way. Hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Jay. I know, I'm a treasure. That's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted, and super foggy. Mom's been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not going to let that stop me from looking for Stella. Has a tendency to run from... Oh, dear Lord. Sure. I think last night just pushed her over the edge. I know I've only made her I know I've only known her a couple of days, but it feels like she has a tendency to run from difficult emotions. Usually she just changes the subject, but I guess this time she wound up literally running. You're absolutely right. And as her friends, we can't let her be alone at a time like this. I've made that mistake before. Plus, she could get mobbed by those weird little creatures or worse. Ugh, nose is itchy. Exactly. This is no time for anyone to be off on their own. Who knows what kind of weird stuff is out there. After the past couple nights, I wouldn't be surprised if there were actual Bigfoots in the woods, just waiting to eat any human who wanders off too far from civilization. Do Bigfoots thirst for human flesh? Is that some kind of common knowledge I wasn't keyed in on? I wouldn't be surprised, is all I'm saying. Okay, let's get started. I don't want to waste another minute. Where to first? Where should I go? Let's check her house first, I guess. Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. Yeah, fair enough, honestly. Alright, you make your way towards Stella's house. Her little skirt is see-through. I didn't even notice that. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. Interior is cold and not just physically. There's an absence of joy in life that leaves only a chill behind. The ghosts of an empty house and the sobering dread that comes with the knowledge that your search won't end here. The house is quiet, the world outside muffled as you take a cautious step over the threshold into the muted air of the living room. No excitable pug rushes to greet you at the door, and you have a feeling that no Stella is going to emerge from the shadows to sleepily greet you. She's dead. Stella died and it's all my fault. I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to keep their doors open? I don't sense anything. But I don't like the look of this. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should go in. Cool, I'll be brave and go first. Avery casually steps over the threshold into Stella's house. Aside from the corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, look at it! Oh my god! Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Whatever happened to Stella doesn't look like it happened here. Doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room, or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You don't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that and just be thankful that this doesn't look like a crime scene. Alright, let's go to her room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. You do notice, though, that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet, and it wasn't on the coat rack in the other room. So homegirl did not come home. Stella's jacket's gone. The Letterman one. Wasn't on the rack in the other room, and it's not in here. And she didn't have it yesterday. Okay, so she definitely came home last night. Always a chance she left it somewhere else and we just missed it, but yeah, she probably came home last night. Assuming she was here, where did she go and why'd she leave? I want to know why we haven't been able to reach her. Yeah, let's look at her computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there. Like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was left wide open. What if she's been gossiping about us to her online friends? I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do what we can to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, sitting in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There is simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. It looks like Jack Skellington. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. Search history. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related, a furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of ditchlings. Woo! That's that. I'm checking her open tabs, too. I'm sorry. Take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows edge to Windows edge. Her most recently opened tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says they're something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage in some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high-quality footage count as anything other than the actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Oh my god. Since every low-budget horror movie started out doing marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. Kelso! Hold on. Sorry, I was hearing a weird noise and I was trying to make sure my dog wasn't dying. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. I've never done science. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate the things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to the knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommy Knockers Real. Oh, you like my mute? It's fun, huh? Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Damn. They really do be mad. Also, LOL doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her. I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no sell promo. The thread ends. Wow, poor Stella. Remind me to never be internet famous. Here's hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated until the day I die. Alright. This is a waste of time. Let's get out of here. Phew. Good. I don't think there's any clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Could use a few more houseplants. Put together some trimmings after we found her. Oh, she still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. Don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so she probably came home last night, but she's not here now, and we don't have any idea where she might have gone. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I hoped she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Diner, mines. I kind of want to go to the church because that creepy-ass priest was there last time. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might try getting into all the religious stuff. It's worth checking out. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. I wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. It's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. Fair enough. Alright. Trying to see if there's any... Oh, there's a little monster over here. That's the only one I see, though. Kanika leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've actually never been to the church. It's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? Oh, God. My, 4 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented. There are only 3 of us. Oh, no. Were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Sup, old people? God damn it. Forgot about Zane. Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. Wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. Sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. When he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here for you if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night. No one's seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hoped maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Jay, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. No. What do you have to say to her that you can't say in front of us? That's right, Kanika. Come through. Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. Ew. It's alright, we can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. No way, I'm not talking to you. Sure. What? I'm confused. Important things. I won't bite or anything, I promise, and we can talk here, right in the open. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. I'm just realizing that I shaved my legs and I missed an entire strip up the side of my leg. God damn it. Your friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. So glad you decided to come up to visit me. So many young people these days seem to think they can solve all their problems on their own. I know, right? It's the worst. Meanwhile, God is right there, ready to help them, if only they'd let him into their hearts. Shut up, Pastor Daniel. Pastor's eyes dart back towards the alpacas. Dude, I don't like him. He's creepy. Okay, good, they're gone. You're new in town. What kind of impression did I make on you? Am I creepy? Are you not going to comment on my appearance? You saw me yesterday. A ghost cursed me last night. Now I'm old. Whenever I see you, it's like this ominous little piano starts playing. I think your problem is that you keep telling people what to do instead of actually treating them like human beings. You're extremely creepy. Personally, I like the cut of your jib. I'm gonna say this one. I think your problem is you keep telling people what to do instead of actually treating them like human beings. Like, have you tried inviting folks fishing or hiking? Have you tried throwing a party? Or do you just hand people pamphlets and tell them to think about the big man upstairs? That would require people to want to do things like fishing with me. I've put in the effort, you know. Janie is excellent at making friends, but they've all made it clear they're her friends. They try to avoid me whenever possible. I'm sure they've even suggested she divorce me. I don't know why it's so hard. I just don't know what's wrong with me. Oh no, I sound so bitter. I'm sorry. It's just that it's never been like this for me before. I had plenty of friends all through school. It's like Scarlet Hollow itself just wants me gone. Bruh. Hello? He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Fuck no. Oh, it's a child. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. I hate Tulip, too. I think Tulip is a demon. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past these trees, and it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Tulip made some imaginary friends and keeps telling us that they want her to go out there, like the word of some fictional creature she made up is going to convince us it's a good idea for her to play in somebody's old garbage. Your child sees cryptids, sir. But she's 7. Of course she would get some funny idea like that. I'd love to get the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time somebody got rid of all that junk. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella and her friends used to play out there all the time, and none of them got sick or died. Tetanus Lake? That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring. If you tell a kid there's a lake like 50 yards into the woods behind your house, they're gonna go look at it. How big? We talking a hard weekend of work? Maybe if you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What's that you were saying about imaginary friends? Oh, she's just been talking about these friends of hers lately. Little stories about creatures that live in the church. I'm sure she saw some animal in there and decided it was her friend. It's nothing to be overly concerned about except the trash heap situation. At the corner of your eye, you see Kanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Jay. We got to feed the alpacas. They were so cute and soft. It was awesome. Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners and a few extra for me, of course. Hope your talk with Pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Kanika and Avery start back toward the path to town. So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? Nosy, aren't you? Let the man have his privacy. He wanted to know why everyone in town thinks he's creepy. Yeah. We're definitely telling them about Tulip's imaginary friends, because they aren't imaginary. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Let's go talk to Oscar. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. We're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that was that haunted. Your mom said it's safe, and I'm inclined to believe her. Why would she lie? But how would she know that? Magic, probably. There is only one way to find out. Let's go. Where is it? I don't see it. This thing is supposed to be following me around. Keep an eye out for it, and if you see it, let me know. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. In the bright daylight, it's once again... Sorry, distracted. Once again, a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghosts, thank God. I was not up for an encore. Yeah, it's gone, just like your mom said it would be. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally got my house back. I've always been surprised at how unsupervised this place is. Sometimes it feels like anyone could just walk in and do whatever they wanted. Like what, steal books? I mean, they could, right? I'm not saying anybody would. I'm just saying that people in this town trust each other. A lot. It's nice. Let's go find Oscar. Kanika, I'm giving the town a plus. They don't have very many of those these days. Things are a little spooky out here. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. More accurately, it feels as if the events of the previous evening were mostly just a dream. That hideous stone carving is still buried in the basement. And though it's subtle and subdued, you can still feel the faintest of hums reaching out from it. This hallway really takes me back. Feels like it was only yesterday that we were last here, blissfully unaware that our entire lives were about to change forever. It was only yesterday. I know! Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. It's so good to see all of you. Jay takes in the sight of you standing in the bright corridor. His expression changes subtly, his eyebrows curving upward with a twinge of guilt upon seeing you at his door. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please come in. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our own house last night. Though I suppose I didn't do too much sleeping. I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me awake. So, brings you here. Stella's been missing since last night. We're trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? Starting to freak out a little. I'm guessing that's a no. Nope, we have no clue where she's gone. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There's no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. And besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay. Sometimes it's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in this town has seen her. Doesn't mean something bad happened. It doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshine and roses for her either. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I wanted to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's going on to our town. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods and plagued by angry ghosts. I think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. It was never like this in the holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. Avery stares at you. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Jay got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing Jay under the bus. What? Nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's going to drag Jay into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on the rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everybody that Jay magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all of this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Jay getting to town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Pearl Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she arrived. Not to mention I started seeing things in our house before Pearl Ann passed, I think. I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself unknown. Pearl Ann is my aunt. I forgot. There's a root cause for all of this. Hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. Going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. This is such a weird thing to be thinking right now, but Oscar could most definitely be a character in Dream Daddy. He just, they give him a lot of chest hair and like very tight fitting cardigans. He definitely should be in Dream Daddy. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled content. We'll fill you in on what little we know so you at least have some place to start. Who's Pixel? Yeah. Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella, and fast. I agree. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. This bitch is gonna be up in the mines again, huh? Oh, no. Before you suggest your next move, you start to feel woozy. Spots form at the edges of your vision. Your legs suddenly feel unstable. Your body sending you clear signals of exhaustion. And then it passes. Still, it probably won't be long before your body needs a chance to rest. You should probably plan your next move wisely. I think we need to go to the mines. Guess there's a decent chance that Stella went to find your cousin. Can't say I get it, but it's still definitely something she would do. You don't see it? Oh, come on. The two of them have such a dynamic, you know? Classic dog and cat situation. Come on, I'll drive us. Follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. There's a small gathering of workers outside the entrance to the mines, picket signs in hand. Is this a strike? They're striking? There was a whole group of them talking about it in the diner yesterday. Seems like the collapse was the last straw for some folks. Good for them, but I kind of thought there'd be more of them, you know? Hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all of this. Don't worry, I know these guys. Most of them are in the diner at least a couple days a week. They'll be chill. Will they be chill talking to Tabitha's cousin, though? What if it isn't the boss cousin? Oh, the boss cousin. You might have had us fooled the other day, but word gets around fast. Okay. Have you noticed I'm old now? Hail and well met, fellow countrymen. What goes on here? How goes the strike? We thought we'd have more support. If the collapse the other night wasn't a tipping point, then what is it? And what is it actually going to take for people to wake up and fight for what they're owed? I know there's not a lot of us out here, but there's more of us at the diner, and there's more of us setting up a mutual aid. Once people see our follow-through, they're going to join up. This is only the beginning. Let me know if there's anything the general store can do to help. Anything you can think of, we'll take it. We need all the support we can get right now. Let's see. Yeah, I'll ask them. What are your grievances? We'd like competitive pay, 8-hour shifts instead of 12 or more, improvements to the sick day and vacation policies, and a thorough safety inspection before any of us step foot underground again. That collapse is way too close to the active mine for me to feel safe down there until I know for sure I won't wind up buried under 2 tons of rock. We want to change things. There's no reason we should be treated like we're a disposable workforce. Fair enough, y'all. If we're the ones making her money, we should be making money too, not just scraping by. That's a lot of grievances. Working here seems tough. Yeah. Do you think Tabitha can even make those changes without the mines going under? No. I'm sure she can figure it out. I'm not saying she's not a bad boss. People clearly aren't happy with her, but coal's getting used less and less. I've seen that old Scarlet house. It's practically condemned. If she has any money to spare, where's it going? I really didn't peg you as someone who'd go to bat for Tabitha. I'm not. Just trying to get the full picture here. And if the mine fails, I don't see how Aunt Winnie's diner doesn't fail with it. Okay, but that's the whole problem. A single family shouldn't be able to hold an entire town hostage. The workers need a say in the business. Fair enough. That's it. Look, I need to talk to my cousin. I'd be happy to pass along your demands. Sure, if you think you can get her to come to the table, it could make a real difference. Just make sure you leave the actual demands to us. Okay. Oh. Any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her. We've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Okay, if I'm helping you out, dear, do you mind if I go talk to my cousin? Sure, go for it. I don't care if they're okay with you going in. I'm still not crossing a picket line. Besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her. Same, everyone who works here is a regular at the diner. I don't want to make things weird. See you on the other side. Okay. I respect it. The industrial noises of the Scarlet Mine are only a little quieter than they were 2 days ago. The trailer that serves as Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait for a moment. No response. Knock again. Oh, for the love of... Door swings open. Oh, it's you. Should I go? Yeah, and try not to get yourself noticed. Rodriguez passes before he leaves. Whoa, 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 what happened to you? It's a Halloween costume. Huh, really? Could have fooled me. Halloween's not till Monday, and that is some high-quality makeup work. It's a Halloween costume. Don't make me repeat myself. Don't listen to her. I got cursed by a ghost last night. Hey, do you have a minute? It's important. I really don't, but you're already here, aren't you? Make it quick. Should I... I already said you can leave, Rodriguez. We'll talk more later. Door clicks closed as Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. The instant you're alone, Tabitha rounds on you. She grabs you by the collar, her face close to yours, eyes full of rage. Her words a frustrated hiss. Listen to me, Jay. Really listen. This isn't some fun little game, okay? This is my life, and if you value yours, you'll keep quiet about what you just saw. What did I just see? I don't care if we're family. I can make the rest of your stay here a living hell if you cross me. Her grip loosens as Tabitha turns away from you. Your eyes are drawn to the gun hanging above Tabitha's desk. Sorry to get scary for a second. I'm so close to having everything under control here. Can't risk you mucking it up like you've done with everything else this week. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Start crying. You should talk about the strike. Nowhere till I get it. Hey, I'm on your side. We should talk about the strike and we should talk about what just happened in here. No, we shouldn't. End of conversation. What'd you come up here to talk about anyway? Just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered? Stella's still missing. I'm looking all over town for her and don't have any leads. Why do things keep happening to me? Please, can I just have one day where one thing happens? Tabitha groans with anxiety. I'm sure she'll turn up, but I'll see if I can get a hold of her. Don't think looking for my missing acquaintance gives you a pass to do anything dangerous. You're forbidden from doing risky things, even for what you might think is a good reason. I'll wind up where I wind up. Those who seek to avoid doomed prophecies often fulfill them through their attempts to be free. Going to do whatever it takes to find her. I don't think I'm able to judge what's risky or not. Last night was supposed to be a cakewalk. You know I do what I want. I promise I'll stay safe. Okay. I don't want... Sure. Great. Can't wait to find out what ridiculous situation you wind up in today. I'm gonna try to get her to be vulnerable again. She snaps at me every single time. Did you really think I'd want to have some kind of heart-to-heart right now? Sorry, Jay, but I have work to do. Save your probing questions for some other time. Or never. I don't care which. Making it really hard to connect with you. Why did you even invite me here if you dislike me so much? Was it so wrong for me to reach out to my last living family member so I wouldn't have to bury my mother alone? I didn't know what you would be like. I didn't know how much we would clash. Don't. You're just mean to me all the time. If I had, maybe I wouldn't have invited you. Or maybe I would have anyway. Maybe this is still better than being alone. We're family, Jay. That still means something to me. I'm done here. See you around. Love you. Bye. Don't be weird. Literally me and Taylor. You leave the office, the door slamming shut behind you. Find Kanika and Avery waiting for you outside. You don't look like you've found any new leads. Looks like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out our next move from there. Dude, I don't know. I don't know where homegirl went. She's throwing a pretty good fit, though. Where to next? Oh, God. This time it persists. The weakness in your knees returns, your ears filled with static. You can feel yourself swaying, unable to control your body. Seems the toll of the pact you made last night is finally catching up with you. Whoa, you don't look too good. Oh, bye. Your body crumples to the ground. Oh, shit. General store's just around the corner. Let's get you inside. Bells of the general store jingle welcomingly as your companions drag you across the threshold. You faintly make out the unintelligible mumbling of what must be voices, and then you fade out once again. I don't like that. You come to, seated in the tea room. Kanika and Avery nowhere to be seen. Sybil sits across from you, concern in her eyes as she watches you regain consciousness. It's dark here, sunlight filtering through the heavy curtains, weak and watery, partially supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Welcome back. It's just the two of us now, I'm afraid. Avery had to go help out at the diner, and Kanika is getting some much-needed bed rest upstairs. Went ahead and made you some tea, dear. It should help a little bit with your condition. Your eyes drift down to the cup of freshly brewed tea in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with undertones of decaying earth. Don't expect it to change your gray hairs back, but at the very least, it should make it easier for your mind and spirit to adjust to some of the physical changes you've gone through. Hopefully, you'll be a little less exhausted and a little less prone to passing out. When you're finished, we can use the leaves for a reading. On the house, of course. Till then, why don't we just chat? Oh, yeah. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her quite the rebel. What do you know about my grandma? I feel like... Yeah, why were they raised by their grandmother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them. Nor did your mother. Yeah, what about the men of my family? Suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edward Dean took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart, or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. Fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older. Sorry, I had to pop my back. Hurting like a motherfucker. And I believe she was the one who ended it, what with the skipping town and all. She came to me for advice. I asked what happened when they found out my mom was pregnant. She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. She seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assume your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. I'm wondering if it's like a firstborn thing. But the way Vivian was the night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. Yeah. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. Need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give me the full picture. Drink the tea. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal. You find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. There's something you don't like about the feeling. It's too soothing. You don't doubt that there's something magical in this and working in this blend. Tea's gone before you know it. The small cup empties save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Sybil wasn't lying when she said it would help your condition. You still feel aged and worn, but you're a little less tired and a little mentally sharper than you were a few minutes ago. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. Should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something's coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. There's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. The cat's gotta be Pixel, or maybe it's Frou-Frou. I think the cat is Wayne. How do I know you're not the cat? I suppose you don't. Though I'd think the cat wouldn't exactly warn you about itself. Still, you can't rule anyone out, even the old woman with the tea obsession. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely that they have something to do with this. Till the cat reveals itself, seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you. compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in that clinic. I think I felt another in the clinic. That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that should give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Sometimes something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. If I recall correctly, there's a hill that'll take you nearly all the way to the second story, and she never locks any of the doors up there. How do you know that? Just in case that's helpful information. I think that's all the help I can offer. Hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. I didn't stop by, I passed out, and then I woke up here, so. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table, and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Let's talk to Miles. Is your mom a witch? Ghosts are real, just thought you should know. So Kanika has a cold, huh? See any weird rocks around town? Alright, I'm not gonna talk to him. I have nothing to say to him. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. Make your way upstairs. You knock on her door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lay down for a while. I'm not your mom. Going to the clinic, I was hoping you would join me. Oh, hey. I was hoping to be able to check in with Reese sometime today. Want to ask if he knows anything about Stella, and, you know, make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Yeah, screw this. Why did I even listen to my mom in the first place? I don't need to sit around in my room just because she said so. You want to come in for a sec while I get ready? You hear frantic crumpling, clinking, and shuffling as she tidies her room. Okay, come on in. I don't care if your room's messy. Kanika's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and the present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of her room. The terrarium on her desk catches your eye. To anyone else it might seem empty, but you easily spot the creature lurking within. Where is it? I don't see it. Don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of the place. Dialogue options marked romance. We'll start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to, and we'll lock you out of romantic arcs with anyone else. No. I love Avery. Packing for something. We still have to find Stella. Let's get to the clinic. Yeah, let's do it. Two of you make your way back into the hallway. But before you make it to the stairs, the light turns on, startling both of you. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You should really get back to bed, or this cold of yours will only get worse. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you just haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. Shouldn't get between a mother and her daughter. Sybil knows what's best here, and Kanika is more than capable of speaking for herself. Why are you making her confront her mother? You barely know Kanika, and yet you're trying to drive a wedge between her and her family. Those thoughts aren't yours. Clear your head. Something isn't right here. Sybil, what was in that tea? Lady, you are being really creepy. Lady, you're being really creepy. Kanika sighs. No, my mom is right. I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. Sorry, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Now let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover, then you can get back to all this town mystery business. Jay, you'll be fine without her until tomorrow. Bye, Jay. Before you can utter another word, Kanika returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to Main Street alone. Ew. You make your way up the familiar hill past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. Ew. I hate that they whisper. Really quickly, I am going to save this. Okay. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. You can see the hill Sybil was talking about, wrapped around the back of the old hospital like a stone blanket. Should take you directly up to the second floor and the unlocked doors of the terrace. As soon as you finish your thought about jumping onto the terrace, a dull throb sets into your knees. There's no way you're doing that. Just go in the clinic door, no one will see you. Oh, see if she can give me a checkup? I don't know about that. Sure, why not? That's gotta be a medical anomaly, right? Maybe you can see if Dr. Kelly can give you a checkout while you figure out a way to explore the rest of the clinic. Jesus, if I read for too long, it's like I can't read words. You open the door to the clinic. It creaks loudly on its hinges. The interior feels surprisingly modern compared to its exterior, though you can still glimpse the ornate bones of the building peeking through in the decorative molding and overly complicated banister lining the stairway. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You're here now, and it knows you're here, and you know exactly what it is. Another stone carving, eager to show you its secrets. I don't want to see them. I don't want to see the secrets. What are you going to do now, stone carving? But before it can drag you too far into the clinic, Dr. Kelly puts aside her paperwork and makes her way down the hall. Hello, can I help you? What the hell happened to you? You look like you've aged at least a decade since last night. Ghost made me old. You wouldn't believe me if I told you, but I think I need to see a doctor. Sure looks like you do. It's good you came. The exam room is just to your right. Doctor directs you down a hallway and you follow her into the clinic's exam room. Just gonna start with some general diagnostics, but I'd also like to take some blood work today if you're amenable to that. Presses the cold metal of her stethoscope to your chest. I have to pay for this. I'm just gonna let her work. Quietly let Dr. Kelly work. You always had a heart murmur? No doctor has ever said that you had a heart murmur. I have a heart murmur. Before you can answer, she attaches a blood pressure cuff to your arm, inflating it with a few quick pumps of the bulb. The ends of your fingers tingle numbly as the cuff constricts. It's probably no biggie, right? Am I gonna die? Probably no biggie. It's not that big of a deal on its own, but if it sprang up overnight because of whatever happened to you, along with new wrinkles and gray hair, it becomes a little more worrying. Makes me wonder what else has been damaged. Pressure on your arm finally releases. Blood rushes back into your fingertips. Blood pressure is definitely higher than I would like for someone of your age. It's not in what I would call a safe range, but it can be managed. Let me know if you feel any pain. Doctor leans over you using her forefingers to prod your abdomen. She steadies you with a gentle hand on your shoulder. I'd like to know more about the clinic. Really appreciate you looking out for me. We're gonna suck up to her. No problem, just doing my job. I'd feel negligent if I saw someone go through what you've gone through and I didn't step in, even if there's not much I can do to help. I'd like to check out your lungs. Can you breathe into this for me? Make sure you can keep a tight seal on it. Place the mouthpiece against your lips. Now blow out hard and keep going until you're out of air, okay? You do your best. You can tell it's a pitiful attempt. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'd expect given everything else. Again, I don't have data from before, but judging by your age and what I'm able to tell from a quick once-over, looking like you're the equivalent of at least a decade older, and not a good decade. Guessing the blood work is going to show about the same. She goes to a drawer and retrieves a needle. Okay, Doc, stick me with it. Barely feel it, I promise. She inserts the needle. She was wrong, you definitely feel it, but it doesn't last long. The needle slides back out quickly. She puts a cotton ball in the tiny hole in your skin, pasting a band-aid over the top to seal in your vital juices. There, see? That's all we had to do. Not bad at all. Alright, that's all we can do for now. Make sure to notify you when I get the results, and I'll send them to your GP. You do have a regular doctor back home, right? Of course I do. Doctors are too expensive. I don't have health insurance. I don't trust doctors. Oh, I see. I said I don't have health insurance. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, I see. Well, I'll give you a copy and hold on to one for my records, I suppose. You should look into getting some kind of health insurance, even if something off the market is better than having nothing. Especially since you're... She glances at your newly aged face. What, because I'm old now? Probably going to want to start getting regular checkups. Free to go. You know how to find the door. Starts busying herself with cleaning up her equipment. She'll be distracted, at least for a few minutes. Good, your appointment's done and you're free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You've been caught by the pull of the object, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. Huh? The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Why are you just laying in... He squints, seemingly unsure whether you're the same person you met yesterday. What are you doing in the morgue? Bro, what are you doing in the morgue? You're just laying on the table. I'm not flirting with you, sorry. Am I interrupting something? No, I was just practicing, I guess. Sometimes I just come down here to rehearse. Being among the dead brings you comfort? Heh, I guess. I haven't really given it a lot of thought. The words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. Where is it? Where's this asshole ghost? You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. Feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? Feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder for a moment. The thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. Are you good? Make him understand. Use your words. Don't let this fervor consume you. Be present in the moment. You inhale deeply and take in your surroundings. You can't help but notice that one of the body storage drawers is labeled Pearl and Scarlet. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna tell him about the visions. That I found one at Oscar's house. They've been giving me visions and I can sense one on the other side of this wall and I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? It's probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. It should take 2 seconds. Thanks for understanding. Sounds great. Lead the way. Get the doc out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. How'd you learn that little trick? Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Exactly. Yes, please. Axe now. Wow, you are super desperate about this wall. You're back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear a soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. Looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. Got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That'd be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. I'm scared. We're about to see creepy ass shit again. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way. My blanket is stuck. Okay. Alright, you make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. Bruh, why do I do this? I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. Something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. Read the files. Move on and leave the files be. I kind of want to read them. I ain't gonna lie. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? Your family's death certificates. Enoch, Edward Dean. I want to look at Pearl Ann's. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by her daughter, Tabitha. Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. Who said you could read any of these? Definitely going to make fun of her for that later. Feel like that was forbidden knowledge. Oh, I think it's pretty. Let's look at Everdeen. Born April 9th, 1913. Died April 12th, 2003. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. I don't remember who Enoch is. Age 69, cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore, age 28, cause of death, crushed in mind collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother Enoch. Joseph Scarlet, okay. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. Must have been Edwardines brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet, delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth. Mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. Alexandra Scarlet. Died, age 9. Missing, presumed dead. Signed by Mother Edwardine. Maribel Scarlet. Holy shit. Age 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Wow. It's a lot of kids to outlive. Wow. That's nuts. Reese's eyes flick up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned, his hand on your shoulder before you even register what's happening. You're pushed back and out of view of the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. He hurries to the closet door, motioning you inside. You slip inside and squish yourself into what little space is available in the nearly full closet. Reese is close on your heels. I'll let him in. You let him in. Oh my god. Together you listen as the doctor makes her way to some room deeper into the clinic. In the silence of the tiny closet, every breath seems too loud, as if you could expect Dr. Kelly to hear it from wherever she was across the house. We better wait a second, just in case. Yeah, I'm quietly waiting. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. The footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. Footsteps return. They get louder, approaching the open office door, and then they stop. Much to her relief, she opens another door, leaving the main clinic. We're in the clear. Probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic is likely to have a fire axe, it's probably the room full of chemicals. He motions you down the hallway, slipping through the slightly ajar door of what you assume to be the supply room. Yes, there it is. Keys. Here we go. He rushes over to the cabinet that contains a bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe! A splash of brown catches your eye. There's a small sprig of what almost look like furry berries with a wide 8-pronged leaf still attached at the base. The end of the sprig is leaking sap onto the countertop. It's fresh. Now we can... Reese stops mid-sentence as he notices you staring at the plant. He stoops to pick it up. Does she make her own medicine? He puts it down, not before breaking off a berry and sliding it into his pocket. I don't think she's allowed to do that. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storing stuff she orders for patients from a pharmacist in Brevard. Why would she be making her own? Or you can answer. The two of you hear something in the distance and turn to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry, we can get you back downstairs. I'll run interference. Go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. Follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. I don't want to. I'm scared. Dr. Kelly's voice filters from above. I was right, we did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, it's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. Hear the door at the top of the stairs close, and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey! Wall now, yes? Wall, let's do this. May I make the first blow? Yeah. Should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down that wall. Reese smiles. Good. Feel like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. May I make the first blow? Go for it. I'm not ready. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. First cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it. Some wood framing holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy shit. Splintered edge frames a dark passage seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from the forgotten place in the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew sound, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. With the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. I don't like it, and you climb into the hole. This is bad. This is bad news. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Why is this place hidden? Someone doesn't want us to find these carvings. I wonder if it's whoever put them there. I'm probably going to pass out. Thanks for the heads up. We step forward. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The final wall concealing the carving is rotten. Water damage having eaten away at the wood. Over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. Witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright. It's all sorted out. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week. That's right, Doctor. At this point, I think it's safe to say his body was never recovered. Whoever it was who claimed to be Theodore, it wasn't him. Wasn't even paralyzed, as it turns out. Just some grifter trying to take advantage of a tragedy. Everything goes black. What is my dog doing? My dog's being an absolute creep. Hold on. Sorry, I turned around and he's sitting in the middle of my living room just staring at the wall. Your vision swims back into focus and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slipped into a coma or something. Tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. No, you warned me this might happen, but are you okay? So what now? How did I get here? I carried you. But you have a delicate constitution. What? Wasn't super far or anything. I just picked you up and carried you. Might be sick a lot, but that doesn't mean I'm made of paper. You can still do things normal people can do. Sure, I'll pay for it later, but I didn't want you to have to wake up in that musty hallway or the morgue. I should probably get going. Stella's still missing and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. Might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine and she's not happy about it. But after I looked this up, no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I've stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? Don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. The internet says this is castor bean. It's used to make ricin, super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. And death, usually. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Bruh, it's Munchausen. We've talked about this. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. I need to get you out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know. Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I've never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. We can figure it out. One step at a time. Let's just wait her out. Shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. We'll see if we can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. His windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. We can try to break them anyway. Distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. Doesn't feel awful, to be honest. Yeah, do whatever it is you do to kill time. Just help me not be anxious. I only do two things, paint and watch movies, and I doubt watching me paint will be entertaining enough to distract you. Just be leaving it behind in an hour or two anyway. So movie it is. I believe I owe you a showing of Shinnochi Deathblood. I don't want to watch that. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll just be able to do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person, or talk to people, ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Something is changing inside of him. I'm gonna say that something's changing. Everything is more than okay. I haven't felt this good I don't think I've ever felt this good. Man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. I don't like that. I don't need that in my life. Then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror is the truest sense. I don't want that. Reese is becoming very animated. Probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. He's also talking over the movie. It's more than just something that's changing in Reese, it's everything. There's a knock on the window. Jay, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice. I know that voice. Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. You're being weird, man. I know, but I'm leaning into it. My instincts are telling me what to do now, and what I should do is stop cowering in this basement and put a stop to the people who want to hurt me and the people who want to hurt you. I'm not weak anymore. I can protect both of us, Jay. Oh my god. She's fucking poisoning him because he's... No. No. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. Am I gonna sleep tonight? No. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Look at his skin, bruh. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes as it manifests. The broken basement window is sealed off and Wayne along with it. Run for the stairs or stay where you are. I'll run for the stairs. I'm weak as shit though. You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You need to run up the stairs. Door is blocked by a chair. And then it's blocked by something else too. Try and tear through them. Toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the paintings covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Oh my god. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm gonna try and warn his mom. He's gonna go kill her. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Open it. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! I'm gonna duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. Gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. She just trank him? Turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. Pulls the tranquilizer dart out of his chest, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that, you... No, how did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between cracks in the wood. Reese is panic pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. I'm gonna go after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of smears, dodging them as best as you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice cracks out of some unseen speaker. You, Jay. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. The hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was going to be a bitch, but they didn't know the half of it. Fair enough, sis. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Alright, I know where that's at. Turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. Elephant tranquilizers? It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it anymore. Oh my god. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good, you should hear this. Jay, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not going to hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement. Or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now, better than I've felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows that she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. What's the point, dog? I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese. Can't you two just get along? I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. Just want to go home. I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those... Hello? My dog. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese, I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? See for the briefest instance something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, then it's gone, slithering back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Try to get yourself somewhere safe until then. Okay. I think that's where I'm gonna stop for today. Holy shit skis, guys. What a fucking ride. I will most certainly play this again very, very soon and we can get through the episode, but thank you for watching. The entire video of this will also be on my YouTube. So, have a good rest of your night and thanks for watching with me. Bye!